done moving shit.
But then I got la da 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 da.
Where is my remote? Oh, there you are.
See, we're being quiet.
What?
Bluetooth mode.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll get right into this. I'm okay with this being like not great. It's fine. Hello everybody, I'm PixelatedPain.
And I'm Daul Cognition, and this is
also MC. I'll introduce him.
Somewhere.
Somewhere down there is MC.
Yeah.
This is episode 12 of Dual Cognition. And we were just getting back onto whatever the hell Don was talking about before we started.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we were talking about what's going on. I mean, I haven't seen it in about a month, but yeah, life's kind of boring, when you're not doing unique and exciting adventures outside of what your average path is. It feels like all that time runs together. All I've been doing is studying for exams. It's finals week in college. So, I've just single-minded focus. What about you guys? What have you been up to, MC?
Clean toilet, move white shit, which is snow from there to over there.
You
with
clean
a really
toilets with snow from what?
Oh gosh, no, I'm
No.
stoned. I clean toilets and move snow.
I could have swore he said
truck.
he cleans toilets and not move snow. But he said it in like almost like the way he would like wipe somebody's ass. He wipes the ass of the earth, basically, is what he's doing.
You're gonna drive that shit across the parking lot, move it over there, all right? It don't belong here. That's what I do for
It basically is. Especially when it turns brown. Brown snow's the worst, man. The slush and then it freezes over and then you slip and fall on it.
Everybody always tells you the best advice is don't eat yellow snow, but they never tell you about the brown stuff.
Have you ever noticed?
They have to.
No. Don,
They shouldn't have to. If you eat brown snow, you literally deserve the Darwin Award you get and you die. No one can save you from that.
It's funny to me because anybody who ever says, be careful, it's icy out there, the one person that slips on the ice every single time is the person that warns everybody else that it's icy. It's always, it's karma. It's the only way. It's either that or you slip and fall because you didn't know it was icy.
Give the warning.
So I know I'm going to hell. And one of the ways I know I'm going to hell is the slip on the ice videos. Oh my God. I saw this guy do the entire Running Man, Disco, Loco Train, all on this one bed of black ice just to catch his foot on the edge of the snow and fall over backwards.
Oh no.
I feel so bad for delivery people because those are the funniest videos. It's people delivering mail, Amazon people, or like the pizza people. But then I'm sitting here like, why don't you just like you also, unless you don't use it, well, here in the Midwest, we use our garage to leave our house. So most of the time it's plowed. Whereas like we don't use our front walkway that often. So it doesn't get, we shovel it, but it doesn't, we don't normally put salt down on it. So, but we do because we do, we get enough Amazon drivers, but the amount of people who don't ice their For their poor delivery drivers.
That's what I do for a living, and you'll just see the area where I've treated in front of the commercial sites, and no one else has put down salt
Yep. They're like,
because they're
set up your
people.
cameras.
They don't have to.
So I
It's a
really
liability. It's
want
a
to put you
liability. If
on the
somebody falls
spot.
down. Go ahead.
I really want to put you on the spot and make sure you're using pet-friendly salt and ice, but I bet that's not your choice, and you got to use whatever they give you. So I won't judge you
Yeah,
based on your
it's
answer.
not.
But I
Why-
hope that
And I don't know what's in the back of the truck.
Why can't all, except for like obviously the stuff that's on the road that they use, just be if it's going to be sidewalk approved, or why isn't it just all pet friendly?
too expensive.
What's the
Added
difference?
chemicals. So I'm not an expert.
No.
It's not the
Chemistry
salt;
is
it's the other additives
definitely-
they add to it at the factory after they milled it, and they're putting it in bags for commercial distribution.
for sure. And when you have more restrictions and more regulations on the use of a product, it's harder to manufacture. Not only because you have added steps that you've got to go through, but you gotta like make sure that auditors can come and make sure your equipment's okay, and it's chemicals, and so it's just more expensive. You know, if they sit down and say, crush this salt out of this rock, or go make salt from the sea and we'll put it on the ground, like, okay, that's one thing. But if it's like, we got to care about the little toesy toesies and in between the foot pads and got to make sure all that salt doesn't get caught up in there, it's a little
This-
bit more difficult.
This is going to sound real dumb, but does salt come from the ocean?
It can.
Or is it like a rock? Or is it both?
It is. It's both.
Don't look
We
at me like
mine it.
that, Don. I don't really know.
We mine it.
Well, I
we
know
mine it from
we
the
got-
earth, and you can extract it from seawater, but it's not cost effective. It's easier to get it out of deposits in the earth.
Yeah, and
And then they use the empty salt mines for all kinds of storage because they're temperature controlled almost by themselves, and there's no moisture because salt.
so
And there are different types of salt. Don't forget that.
I was about to say, like, obviously we have like table salt, there's sea salt, then there's road salt.
Right. And the question is road salt technically salt? Or is it just white stuff that looks like salt? And 75 years ago, when we started taking care of the roads, they were like, oh, we're putting salt on it, like we put salt on fish.
Well, most places actually use sand, not salt,
Right.
which is actually way better on the roads.
Boston uses a combination.
Yeah. So the
York
reason why
uses straight fucking salt. Stop blowing holes and mocking shit.
the issue with Michigan is that we salt our roads, but it's just like pure concentrated salt, and then it rusts out the vehicles.
Yep.
Which is why I wish we would use a combination.
That's why
Yeah,
they call it
for
the
sure.
Rust Belt.
And we also
That
have
is
like
not why they call it the Rust Belt.
Bullshit. It's not. You know what? I took my truck from New York to Texas to have to live there. The first time I took it to a mechanic shop, they put it on a lift, and I'd never seen somebody laugh so hard. They'd never seen such rust on a vehicle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love buying cars from the South because they've got like 400,000 miles, but they're spotless.
No rust.
oh yeah.
Not a single spot of rust, no rot, nothing.
Because they don't fucking salt their roads.
And then you get
Well, they
a
don't
car
really get
that's
snow
3
either.
years old that's got 20,000 miles and the thing's fucking Swiss cheese underneath.
The only thing bad about the South is they get more heat and more sun. So if you don't have a garage to store your cars in, they get really bad sun damage.
I mean, that's
Paint
not the
peels off
only
of them.
thing. I mean, in the South, humans aren't the top of the food chain. In the South, you have different religious, social, and there are a lot of detractors from the South.
A huge
But-
bonus we get from New York is that when it gets cold here, all of our insects die. They never keep growing because some of them will just keep living until something else kills them. And
Well, You might have more of an opinion on this. So most of the people I've met in the South are more humble and kind because they have less. But
I think the people in the South are more humble to your face and more backstabby. And I think the people from the North are more backstabby up front and humble in the closet.
I'm gonna help you, but I don't want you to know about it. To your face, I'm gonna be absolutely virile.
Exactly. Exactly. But think about it. You're in traffic. The first thing you say to someone is, get the fuck out of here, or fuck the fuck off, or what bird shit on a dog shit you call a life is going on right now. Like,
Shit on a dog shit you call a life is going on.
Whatever. You know, you're lower than a fucking rat's nutsack. Like, just let this shit go. And then, like,
Crayola going on in here?
You know, if they turn around and they're leaving and they blow a tire, we're gonna turn around and be like, "You're a fucking dumbass. Let me do that for you." Like, don't even get out of the fucking car, you fucking reject. Like, I'm just gonna like sit there and cough. I'm gonna fucking fix your tire so you can get the fuck out of my face.
I don't know if I'm allowed to advertise this, but I'm going to. And I just, because it's so pretty. I think you guys have already all seen this, but I have to show it again.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Dope, man. Pearl white.
You don't know what it is. Nobody knows what this is. All right.
Right. What? That's a pearl? Like a opalescent
I think
color?
it is. It's like almost like a chrome pearl. I think it is called pearl, but nobody knows.
It's dope, man.
I like it. It's really pretty. I just kind of noticed it. It's one of those simple things in life that I was just like looking at, and then it's real pretty.
So we got sidetracked.
We do.
I've updated us. MC has updated us on what he was doing. How was your month off?
Oh, cool. I can segue this. Don't worry. My month off was just full of exactly what you're seeing right now. Me just kind of sitting around, contemplating, and yeah. I mean, sometimes it's like a month goes by and it felt like 2 years. So it's basically like I haven't really done much of anything.
Oh, that's fucking good.
I know how you feel. I broke my leg last Thanksgiving, so it's already been a year, and it feels like I just started walking yesterday. So
I'm gonna bring this back to Fortnite.
Okay.
This is how fast a year's gone for me. Is they released Fortnite Festival, I guess, around this time of year last year, and it's already been a year, and I swear to God, it came out like 2 months ago.
It's cookie time in Destiny. So everybody's
Zavala cookies.
Yeah. Although for my clan, it was always the drift. Becca had some big deal, some wet panty moment over the drifter story, and now she pulls them up every Christmas, and we send her plump drifter memes. He was
she's carrying a torch for the drifter. It's probably the fact that as he was traveling away from Soul's warm light, his ghost revived him of starvation several hundred times. Still hungry, on the verge of death.
Perhaps why she
feel
feeds
for
him
him. So cookies. Yes, you're gonna eat this, and I'm gonna give you all you can. Here, take more. Oh, you're full. No. You can take more here.
She fed him something like 450 cookies last year. So we're gonna see if she beats that, if she meets that. We'll see.
If you're ever curious, you might drop it and see why she likes to give him cookies so much. That part stuck with me too. I was like, oh my fuck, that would be absolutely horrible. Could you imagine starving to death and then your ghost is like, not yet.
Man, I've been hungry. I've had to beg for food. I think the gift of food is the most precious thing that you can give. And I really honestly hate being hungry.
Food is fantastic. I don't think enough people give it credit for being awesome.
Also, it's the hardest decision of my life. every day I've got to figure out what taste my tongue wants.
Yeah.
3 times a day I got to figure this shit out. And then I got to figure out if I can put it together or not.
That's one of the.
I won the lottery there. I can eat the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner repeatedly.
I can, depending, but it's like I have to really like that thing, and then I'll eat it like for a month straight, right? And then not like it at all. You know,
I'll make something for a week, and then I'll eat that for the week, and then I'll make something else next week, and I'll eat that for the whole week. I
normally try and dress that up once, and eat it as long as I can.
You'll meal prep. It's fucking easier that way because then I'm like, I don't have to. No, I'll just stop somewhere on the way home to get dinner. No.
It's fine.
No, keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
I agree. Meal prepping is a really important thing, especially when you're
on a budget
about what you're putting in your body.
Or that. I was going to say when you're budgeting or being consciously aware of like what you're eating. Because obviously, if you meal prep
together,
and I was going to say they go very well together. I was like, if you meal prep, a lot of times is budget. Normally because of budget reasons, I would think you're meal prepping ahead of time, or you really care about what you're eating. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you've just got to wash that peach and just shave all the little hairs off of it. Make sure everything's smooth and clean, just kind of get it all nice and put together all at once. And you want to do that effort once, and you want to do it for all the food that you have available to you.
I was going to say, if you're talking about
uninterrupted, you know what I mean?
I thought we were talking about roast beef.
Definitely, for sure. I'm a roast beef kind of guy.
I thought we were talking about eating a significant other.
Oh, okay. So you were paying attention. All right. I like how you're the one preparing your meal for yourself. They're not doing it for you.
It sounded loving meal prep.
It definitely is loving meal prep, especially when you've got to prepare chocolate or honey beforehand, because you've got to whip out the double boiler, and then you've got to find out which chocolate you want to use. You've got to boil the chocolate down, and then you've got to add the milk and shit so it doesn't solidify.
As much as I love honey and pure, I don't like maple syrup unless it's Canadian, right? Or the it's got to real maple syrup isn't sticky.
Right, just sucking balls off that tree.
So something about stickiness. I give your partner or partners props for being able to handle sticky shit on them, because that is I couldn't do that. I'd be like, eh.
Working in a doctor's office, if you work there long enough, you get exactly the questions that you think you'd get. Worked at an eye doctor. A young woman came in. You know exactly what the conversation was.
What kind of eye doctor?
What's she getting her eye? What's she getting her eye?
Eyes or the eye?
No.
Of the all-knowing.
Not a gynecologist.
Okay.
Ophthalmologist. Ocular.
Okay. Third eye?
But still, exactly it was just one of those things. Hey, this happened last night. I want to be professional. I'm worried. My eye's all red.
Wait, what did she get in her eye?
I know.
Was it clear, or was it honey, or was it chocolate? Because we were talking about.
It wasn't.
Was it clear?
It wasn't something.
I almost flipped you off on camera.
Thank you, MC.
You're welcome.
I didn't even hear MC. I didn't. Repeat it.
It's not something that you can buy at the shelf at Walmart.
Is this clean or is this dirty?
So lubricant?
It's a gift.
Something you would put lubricant on that then would,
Yeah. The amount of metals and fucking data in that package is immense, and it's a gift.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume that I know what we're talking about.
It's a pretty good source of saline. Yeah.
So we're still talking about a clear liquid.
They've done studies. This is me being lewd and scientific. It's good for the skin, and it's fucking considered a meal.
True.
Wait a second. So let's say this clear liquid got into your eye, right? I'm assuming they were concerned about the possibility.
We're speaking about semen.
Well, clear liquid. Yes. Okay. So,
for those of you following along, you know, at home.
Just
The
in case
one
anybody
other
doesn't know
viewer
at
we
this
have
point.
for this podcast. The YouTube moderator who has to watch us and our ridiculousness every other week. Like, I am sorry for you, but I hope you enjoy it.
So clear sticky substance, not always sticky, sometimes runny, in their eye, right?
She got it in her eye.
Okay.
And she came in and was like very professional about it. It wasn't like, Steven. It was like, hey,
I don't think
got
women
this in
go,
my eye. My
Seaman,
eye
it's a
is
guy
still
response.
red. Like, I'm just worried about it. And it was a like very super professional conversation. But I was just saying that no matter the questions that you think about, what happens if I release in someone's ear and it like goes in their eardrum, or like gets stuck and solidifies, is that a danger? Or
Why are
like
people like this? Why?
anywhere follow an EMT on social media, and his account is only things that have been incorrectly placed in the rectum of a human.
Well, I could see the concern with the eye. Well, anything that's like hole wise, especially if you don't know the person, you know what I mean? If it wasn't like your actual partner and it was just a stranger,
Right.
and
If
you
I
didn't,
didn't
you
know
know,
a person
You just
and
get
I
the
was
herp
looking
in your
something
eye.
in the
Yes,
rectum, I
yes, you
think that
did.
would be a little strange.
yeah, you know. That's what I call my fourth eye.
This is why hookup culture is ruining society, because this stuff used to be okay with just your close personal friend, but now it's like every third stranger you meet, or second.
So I am very upfront about my wants and desires when I'm out in public. And I was having a conversation with a young lady, and I asked if she wanted to come back to my apartment and have some semi-anonymous intercourse. And she said, what would make it semi-anonymous? And I said, lady, I just met you. I've only known you for about 45 minutes, and I'm coming to ask you if I can lick where you pee.
I can be
Like,
inside of you.
Jesus. Like, how I was so flabbergasted that she was like not clued in there.
Hookup culture's ruining society. Find a friend, and like fucking Tenacious D said in the song before he went absolutely feral. Yeah.
Yeah.
Softly, I'm gonna screw you.
But
deeply.
hey, we got a way to derail this train back onto the right course.
Right, because right, UMG. Okay.
Well, we were talking about, I had this written down and MC made me the collapse of modern society, or whatever, Western culture. And hookup culture fits in there.
In hookup culture. There you go.
That's putting holes in the moral fabric, which is, intangible.
I think hustle
But
culture
failing
in a
all the
way
same.
is another thing that's destroying people. Hustle culture, that like you have to be
Yeah,
constantly
well,
doing shit.
That's the reason. That's part of the reason why the East is suffering. That they're not getting out of this unscathed. Marry and reproduce.
Well, we made money such a priority that like nobody knows who they are or takes the time to even figure out who they are.
My magic number went from 50 to 80 for the American dream. I can no longer afford it.
So
I'm your American dream. You can afford me any day you want.
You're not the American dream for me, RC. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty
want you to know
beautiful.
that.
I mean, my hair is getting long. I'm getting a nice pair of badonks, you know.
that's fine. I'll pay. Like, MC, if you want this donkey show, I will make it happen.
I like 2D girls, guys, but thank you for the offers.
3D though, I mean, they get a little weird when they start getting a little too 3D off of anime. It's 3D anime. I'm sorry, I'm derailing this. I don't know what it is. Scares the hell out of me.
So there's a meme going around right now, and it's a Laura Croft meme. Everybody knows Laura Croft. Guy meant to reduce the size of her breasts by 30%, but increase them by 30%. Therefore, Laura Croft's breasts are 130% the size of actual tits. There's a meme going around of a guy saying, hey, babe, let's get kinky. And she comes back dressed as Laura Croft from the most recent game. And he says, he sends her away. And he's like, oh my God, that's just drop dead gorgeous. but she comes back and she's got like Madonna pointy cardboard ass titties, like done 2D style back when they're like literally 130%. And he's starting like, oh baby, come here, come me off, whatever. But I think that's really funny that we're more interested in the figures that we were enticed with as a child than we are with modern.
Do you think that's because, like, I don't want to say you were brainwashed, but you were like spent so much time with these characters, especially if you stop gaming at a certain point, because
right, fond memories.
Nostalgia is a huge. That's what you would get hang from nostalgia back in the day. So,
right. So, I really am interested in what he has to say. I'll phrase it like this: is our attraction to these people attraction to social traits that we don't see in others, and we find this emotional significance between ourselves and these video games. When we're having a bad day, we go and Lara Croft is there to take away from our troubles by falling into a pit of snakes over and over again. But the question really is,
they go play them and like cause her harm intentionally.
So the question really is, to these waifus, these female characters, these female leads, do they come and go as the game comes and goes? I've had a crush on Lindsay Lohan my entire life, but we're 6 months apart in age. So when she was going through her things, I was going through my thing. Like, a lot of our growing up struggles have lined up. And so I feel emotionally connected to someone I've known or will never meet because of the similarities in our lives. So I can definitely say that Aloy are physically attractive, Aloy from Horizon series, but I have no emotional attraction to Aloy. I wouldn't turn her away, but
think a lot of it has to do with like the people probably making the things were, I don't want to say the same age as you, but like, so we go through like these 10-year gaps of time where the generations are different. So with what you grew up with kind of revolved around your generation, so it made sense. Like Lara Croft to this day still makes sense to me because it hasn't gone woke yet, as MC says. So
the term came from an SML skit. Anyhow, MC, what's your opinion on this issue?
I think this leads back to the moral fabric of society breaking. The feminists were like, no, you have to pay women as much as men. You take math cuts way better than I'm about to fuck it up.
Well,
you
while
take
you're
power away from
dying,
men, make women equal to men, and then men have nothing to offer women. Because you can't provide her with a home or protect her because she's been told she doesn't need that.
I think that
I like a strong, independent woman. It's fine.
Men and women,
I'd like to be leaned on every now and again too.
Men and women are equal in the sense that we're human, but what we offer is different. I'll stand with that.
I don't want to climb my pulp, but it says we're equal in terms of value, but we differ in terms of authority.
Who says?
The book.
What book? The Tao?
A Bible.
Oh, see, so that particular book bothers me for a lot of these gender misconceptions. Like,
there are only two. What does the Bible have to do with gender? We'll concede 4, but we're going to get off topic if we start this. We go up to 26 and we're going to fight.
Right. And the question really is, do you find that you like women in video games while you're playing the video game? Or do you become attached to the character and you fall in love with the character that after you've moved on to another TV series or another game, you're still attached to this previous, the example in this?
I think we think it depends entirely on the character. Being a weeb with 3 waifus, Yeah, like the first one was a character from a Gundam anime, and I became horribly attached to her because she kept throwing herself at the main character, basically ignoring her, and that felt really fucking relatable.
Fair. Understood as well on a friend level. I get that.
I feel like it's more common nowadays for men to throw themselves at women than it is for women to throw themselves at men. Or maybe we're
It's
just on
turning
equal
around, it's
terms
changing.
now.
It's a
Yeah.
generation.
Well, dudes in general, like watching a lot of the fucking videos on YouTube and trying not to live in an echo chamber, but also having the experiences where a guy approaches a girl and she either rejects him or she films it and then throws it up on social media and denigrates the poor bastard instead of just saying no.
That is also happening. Society is becoming very scary.
We're
We
just
need each
equally rejecting each
and
other.
someone's convinced a large number of people that we don't, and that's just causing havoc all over the social ladder, the dynamic, the interactions. Gen Z is, ooh, I don't even know where to go with that. Millennials got like half of it. Half the millennials managed to find someone. The other half got dogs. Guess which half I am.
Got cats.
The educated half.
The problem with dogs is that they wear out in like 15 to 20 years. You got to get
Yeah, it's
another one.
because they're like one of the
They
only
don't
holy
last.
creatures on this planet. They're the only ones
Horses
that won't
too.
betray you.
Whoa, whoa,
Horses
whoa,
too.
whoa,
Horses
whoa,
too.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Dogs are the only animals that will, well, usually.
MC, hold on.
Go ahead. Cows too, I
When
suppose.
you say dogs wear out in 10 to 15 years, let's clarify that you are not
They die.
about sexually in nature.
Hi. What?
You are not fornicating with these animals
No.
instead of fornicating
No.
with humans. Let's put this to bed.
Okay, hang on.
Hang
on.
Like a dog
You
girl,
didn't-
maybe.
wait,
But
wait,
a dog,
you
no.
didn't think about the role reverse. You didn't know if the dog was, fornicating with
Wearing
him.
him out. I understand.
Nah.
But I just, that was ambiguous. I just want to make it clear.
Dogs
There
do
is
be wearing
no-
out early.
Where are you
There is
on
no
the
bad
issue?
touching the dogs.
Dogs
People
are
have
like the
been killed for the
tires you
last-
put on your car that are off-brand, but somehow still run.
6 nipples?
Not all dogs. One only has. Sometimes they only have one nipple.
The number of nipples means she'll be a good mother. Wait, what? No. Something my ex's mom said once, and I heard her say it. I was just dumbfounded in the fucking room. I was like, seriously, what kind of old fucking wives bullshit tale is that? The number of nipples on the dog means she'll be a good mother. Eat a dick, Lisa.
I'm still shocked that milking dogs is a job.
So apparently, in order to get the title of that movie approved, they had to bring in someone with a US ID had that last name.
The title
So-
of that movie.
Ben Stiller found a family of people that had that last name and brought them to the studio. And the studio brought that to the FCC and said, this is a real last name. We're not just trying to misuse you.
Oh, wait, that's a new one, isn't it? I haven't heard about that.
Poke the nipples on the cat. Eugene Levy, Ben Stiller. I'm not going to say the name because of copyright. UMG.
Okay, I know the movie now. They had to fly in a specialist to get this approved because somebody had the
Because
last
it
name of the
needs
cat
needs a
milk.
blank. Right. It needs the blank. And that blank is so close to a word in the English language that is not kind. They had to prove to the FCC and to the production company that it was a real last name. Speaking about milk and nipples.
I feel, unless we have more to add on this.
If we stay there, I'm going to go in the gutter. So
So we're
So
gonna
you're
move
saying
on.
let's move on.
Go into the gutter.
Have we not been there
We're
already?
already
You're gonna go
there.
further. I'm
Or
already
you mean
there.
you're
I
gonna go
don't-
down into
I
the
live
drain
there.
duct and really just let it
I
out,
live
you know?
The undersewer, where there's a race of under mutants.
The Undercroft.
I don't know where to go back to the fall of modern society.
So if we
I
really look at
do,
the
I
way
do,
jobs
I do,
are
I
work-
do, I do. You do. So does Don. Have any of you traveled on the Eisenhower freeway system?
That's exactly where I was going to go. I'll let you take it away. Go for it, buddy.
It's
Because Boston's doing this. I
fucking shit's
will add
collapsing.
afterwards, but I have examples of how this works. Go ahead, MC.
It's just the shit is collapsing. Like you're driving underneath it, and you can see the exposed fucking rebar just high, and usually it's rusted the fuck over. And you're like, how many more tractor trailers you get to travel over this before it collapses while I'm traveling underneath it and ends my suffering?
I wasn't going to go that
Probably.
way at all. So,
Probably.
Eisenhower Roads and Bridges Project in the United States was put together to put people to work. The Eisenhower road system was part of the big New Deal for him to get people in,
It's
like
also
anybody, random ass job.
it's also because he did a cross country tour when he became president, and it took him over, we believe, 93 days to go from Philadelphia to fuck all California.
That's crazy.
So he wanted something like Germany had that
Right.
would take mass transit, commerce, and people across the country efficiently and quickly, at a reasonable rate of speed.
I wish we
Right.
had better train systems.
I agree with that too.
I
but
blame the government. I blame the politicians for throttling fucking industry. Trump knows about it. President-elect. He knows.
I agree, but still, we're backing up here. So
Okay.
the Eisenhower project was specifically designed to boost the economy.
All right, fair enough.
There are
can
a
test-
lot of
We can
people
test it. It
who
also
are
had a
out of
fairly
work right now.
civil, practical purpose too.
The city of Boston
Roads are
is
awesome. Ask Rome.
putting
Oh wait, we can't.
people
can.
to work in the same way. All of our public work
Except when they
departments,
got to Boston, they were like, "Hey, we already have houses on these streets, so we have to make them look like fucking somebody threw spaghetti out of their ass on digits." Sorry.
so they're putting people to work. Of the public construction jobs are being filled. A lot of the road jobs are being filled. A lot, like there's a guy who's there and flips the sign from stop to caution. Those jobs
That's an
don't
important
require a
fucking
lot of
job.
education, but you need people. Unions, it's unionized. The construction union won't allow. In the 1950s, there was a project to make a robot that did the job, and the ironworkers or whatever union they kicked them out. So there only exists about 150 of these things, but they actually had a sign that switched, blah, blah, blah. So these are uneducated jobs. People without a high school diploma can do that. The people who are too poor to go to school, the people who are out of work because all they could achieve in life was this bottom level retail job, are being put to work watering plants, filling potholes, building bridges, holding these signs, laying out traffic cones. The city of Boston is trying to take care of its homeless problem by using this Eisenhower system. And I really think it's succeeding. I think we're seeing a great many, a high value in the area. The economy here is absolutely nuts. There are so new houses being built all the time. Housing market's booming. We have foreign investors, mostly from Southeast Asia, but from North Asia as well, coming in. We have a lot of Russians and Ukrainians who are fleeing the war who come here. A lot of these people don't have homes, who come in semi-legal channels and are trying to get green cards and all this stuff. And these people want to work. So there's pressure because the unavailable people are pressing into the jobs. So the people who have the jobs are trying to get better jobs. And the city is taking responsibility for that.
That's good. That's what happens when the government fucking invites 20 million undocumented illegal fucking immigrants into the country and says, "Yeah, go ahead."
My
Not only
thing.
that,
Money.
she said that
That helps
she's
with the
not going
problem.
to value ICE. She said she's not going to allow deportees to be held or contained. They're not going to be able to be arrested or contained in Massachusetts.
Trump supporter Czar has words for that woman and the guy in Michigan.
Yeah. Anyhow, sorry, Pixel, you were saying something?
So with the house market booming, right, we're going to be going in this depression pretty soon, right? My issue is nobody can afford housing to begin with unless you already have money. So we're just going to have all these houses that nobody can afford.
Unfortunately, there's an answer to that. And it's really, really bad.
BlackRock?
Foreign investment.
The Roosevelt Hotel is owned by the Pakistani International Airlines. Who let this happen?
I live in a neighborhood that's been Irish since it was created in the 1850s. This is where a lot of Irish immigrants who moved from South Boston came to Brighton to find a better life on the other side of the city. This area is still predominantly Irish. Within the past 3 years, I've seen more Korean and Chinese people in this neighborhood than ever before.
Parts of our toll roads are owned by China. I'd again like to know how that happened.
The people who have money are moving into the city and buying up the property.
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But
MC, it's not just.
I want to hear it now even more.
South here, there are people from all over Europe. It's the people with money who are buying into this so that they can rent. With 26 universities in the city and everybody increasing the amount of students they're taking every year, this is a hotbed rental market. And as long as the regulations in the city don't change, people can basically be slumlords. But continue.
we please talk about how beautiful Czechoslovakian women are? Like I was thinking about that while this was going on, and I was like, there's this whole
women are in general.
No, Czechoslovakian women are the best. All right, so there's this whole world of garbage going on, but there's just all these beautiful women there.
Agreed.
That's all I can think
there
about.
Are places like Russia,
we'll concede to that point,
and Estonia, and all of the Eastern Bloc countries.
I don't know why, but I could see MC with a Russian woman.
Only people that are being caught up in the Ukraine and Russian war, that the population of women to men is about 2 to 1.
Oh yeah,
and you can compound this. Russia never recovered from the amount of people that died in World War II. And Russia as a nation has been predominantly women since the 1950s. So they are losing more men. These women are hunting men. If you want to be desired just for existing, Eastern Bloc, Western Russia. Move to Kiev, move to Moscow, you'll be picked up in a second. Someone to cook and clean, make sure your balls are empty and your stomach's full.
Hey, Russian
They're
women.
called passport bros.
I don't know if they're allowed to see our US stuff, but if you catch an eye, you got my details in the description below. You can find me, PixelatedPain. Czechoslovakian women, same for you.
So the question is, do you like women from the Republic?
Hang on a second, Don. Careful, Pixel. Your organs are worth a lot on the black market. Go ahead, Don.
Organs
women from the Czech Republic? Or do you like women from Slovakia? Because Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore.
Sad face.
I know, my family...
They're still a thing, though.
it's very difficult to find my heritage on my mother's side. She thinks she's Slovak, but we can only trace her family back to Poland.
You do one of the 23andMe?
You know that just oh my god, such a bad experience. Oh, one.
Sorry.
I want a pickle, and then we'll talk about this. Hold on. We got
Gonna
Pixel.
run out of time.
No, we're at 44 minutes. We're okay.
Yeah, as we'll say, if worst comes to worst, we go over 10 minutes.
Okay.
What do you got?
Yeah, we haven't been live in like a month, so.
What do you got?
What do I got about what?
What we were just talking about?
Czechoslovakians? Slovakians.
Yeah, Slovakians or people from the Republic of Czech.
Assuming the Republic, but I'm assuming both are both equal. They're around that same area, right? I would assume. They're both equal.
I would
Either
say
or.
most Eastern Bloc look the same. Brown hair, brown eyes, very thin, tan to pale skin tones.
I
You
like
never know if they're pink or brown. It's a surprise every time.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with a pasty complexion.
No, I'm a huge fan of redheads with who need SPF 50 just to go out on a cloudy day.
Fucking umbrellas cute if you're gonna fucking start on fire in the sun.
Oh my god. And that milky skin, I just want to absolutely eat. That's my dessert. Anyhow.
Meal prep is important.
Meal prep is very important.
I want my bitches to taste like sunscreen.
No, that's why meal prep is important.
Yeah, that's exactly why meal prep is
Tastes like
important.
sunscreen. You're either in the moment or you didn't wash properly.
My day at the beach was not only sandy, but
Crabby too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like
That's how you get
what
a
is
yeast
it? The
infection.
crusty crab in Bob Bikini or something? The
Bob
SpongeBob
Bikini,
thing?
bikini bottom, bottom.
Bikini
What's
bottom.
that?
It's the
Bikini
crab boat,
bikini?
isn't it?
It's
Wait,
just the
what?
bottom of Bikini Atoll. You guys know that, right? Where
Isn't
SpongeBob lives.
SpongeBob a bikini joke?
I think so. Bikini bottom.
And it's
There's
crab-
in a pineapple
crab
under the
something.
sea.
Yeah. Anyhow, so
So. Yeah. So what? So what were you talking about, Don? Back to whatever Don was saying.
Yeah, and it was something about like this guy had pissed me off recently, but I couldn't remember what it was. And then I was trying to think about what MC was saying, and then I got off track about the waifu thing, and then now I can remember. Like my brain is going in 15 different directions right now.
Yeah. We can always bring it back down to the collapse of Western society.
What the hell was MC talking about? Shit.
He doesn't even know what the hell he was talking about.
When?
When?
The last thing
we were talking about was milky
saying
women.
was for you to be careful.
Yeah.
Your organs were worth a lot on the black market. And then we told Don to go ahead.
Whoa. Hello. Oh.
If you're looking for them
True.
Czech women, you be careful. They're not organ harvesters.
That is true. Oh, and before we were talking about the women, and before that we were talking about complexion, and before we were talking about I don't know.
Is there anything else you want to talk about as far as the fall of Western society? I feel like we really haven't touched at all on this. It's just been skipped around like a rock. Any like major concerns
About
The
women?
drones in Jersey?
Lots.
Oh, well, there's a lot of concerns about men.
No,
and
I wish we
women.
could stop hating on each other because they're fucking beautiful.
Shut up, NC. I don't want to hear what you're talking about.
Fine. Nobody does.
No, it's just like I understand where you're coming from. It's just like when anybody else opens up their mouth, you just like don't want to.
think of the passport bro thing? You do that?
I don't have enough money to be a passport bro, and traveled when I was younger. I don't want to travel anymore.
Yeah, but did you? I mean, I really don't want to ask. I know you saw lots of sand and lots of sky, but did you see like Okinawa or like
Okinawa was
Germany or-
beautiful. Okinawa was beautiful. We stopped at a duty-free PX in Germany, and we all got fucking smashed on a plane to Atlanta.
Everybody's in Midway now. You gone to Midway?
No, I've not been to Midway.
But you know that's generally where passport bros go. Malaysia, super
Malaysia.
cheap. The Philippines, super cheap.
Yup, because the American dollar worth a lot, and
Thailand,
you
super cheap.
get a girl to take care of you, value you. Fucking yes, strain your balls. That is part of it. Fuck.
Look,
But
all I
that's a wife.
fucking need in life is someone to
It's a
drain my
wife.
balls and fill my belly. Like that's all I'm asking for.
That's what most people are asking for.
To
And to be-
protect
and to
and
be
provide,
fair,
and she
like,
takes care of the house.
Hey,
I don't
and
know why this was so denigrating to feminists. Don't
Hey,
get it.
I mean, for me, is that a plus? Yes, but it's the same equal like value. Like if you had
Right.
balls to drain, I'd drain them. You know what I mean? But you don't.
She
I
does
could do it the other
lady
way.
balls,
You know,
I'll
inside
take
her
care of that.
body.
we just
Come
gotta
here,
drain.
give me my-
Oh, you know what? I just drained the faucet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, unplug the cork.
Right.
Yeah.
When the other time, you know, you've got to massage the hose, make sure there aren't any kinks in it. You've got to straighten it all the way out. Then you've got to go and try
You gotta
and turn
re-roll
on
it
the
back
spigot,
up.
and the spigot's all fucked up. So you got to get the screwdriver and fix the spigot, and then you can turn it on. But it takes forever for the water to get out the end of the hose. And you're so frustrated by the end, you're starting to coil the hose up, and then all the water starts coming out. And then you're like, oh shit. All right. We're watering the garden now. And then you forgot that you turned the hose off afterwards, so it's only 10 seconds. And you wind up a frustrated mess.
Climbing down. No.
I'm sorry. I haven't been late in about 2 years, so my brain is fucked right now.
Being attacked by my cat.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just part of the epidemic of men around 40 dying of, heart attacks and shit from unfulfillment.
And
Loneliness.
That bombshell. My name is Don Alessino.
I'm PixelatedPain.
And I've been MC.
Thank you for joining us on our great adventure. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Share us with your friends. If you're interested in seeing us again, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, so that you get notified every time we go live, which should be every other week. We'd really love to hear from you. If you got any opinions on the material that we talked about, hit us up in the comments below.
We're definitely probably going to do a part 2 for the Western Society collapse because I swear to God, we touched almost none of it. So, but
we talked Eisenhower Project, and that's it.
Yeah. So, but I think this, it's been a month since we all got together and had some fun.
Yeah. This
so
was definitely
maybe
more
next
fun,
week
not
we'll
a
actually,
serious.
or not next week, next time we're live, we'll actually maybe try to touch that topic. But
For sure.
So, other than that, it's been fun. This has been Dual Cognition. See you guys again soon. Bye.